In this example, I just want to show how to incorporate distance into a object that is part of a class. So when you have many objects, you want to be able to check, is the mouse intersecting, and how to make it as efficient as possible. So for example, just to walk through, I am creating 10 separate cars / bubbles here. I have the number of cars I want to make. I have an empty array. Inside the setup function, I am drawing a new car and storing it in each part of the array of this empty array called cars. So cars is now an array filled with 10 different objects. And then inside the draw function, I am using the length of the array, so 10, to then redraw each of the objects inside the cars array with move and show. And if we look at the class for car, we have a constructor function where the x position and y position is both given a random width and a random height, and that's left over from previous sketch. We actually don't need to pass it any variables now. And then we give it this.d, this random diameter between 20 and 100, and then each one has a consistent speed. Here, the move function is saying move the value of x by the speed, and then if it goes over the width, then give it a new y position. So you'll see this one pass over, and it won't necessarily be in the same place, and then reset just right before the 0 position here. And then each one is being drawn with some a black fill, a stroke weight that's semi-transparent, and a ellipse that is at x position and y position. So if I want to draw an intersect or a distance function, what I need to do is I need to have a couple things. The first step is inside the class, I'm going to draw or create an intersect function. And what I will need to do is have two variables to check it against. So what I could do is something like this, where I could say let distance equal dist mouse x mouse y, like we did it before in the last video, and then this dot x pos and this dot y pos. But if I did this, this would actually tax the system a lot because I would need to know the mouse position for every single object. So instead, what I'm going to do is pass an argument. So I'm going to say x and y, and then this will be x and y, because maybe it's not the mouse that I want to check. Maybe it's another object. So x is going to get passed down to here, and y is going to get passed down to here. And then what I want to do is do an if statement, just like how we had it before. So if distance is less than this dot d divided by 2, do something. And let's just double check if this works. So print inside. So if this works, we'll see this inside phrase come up down here. Now, because I've added a function inside our class, I need to then re-add that inside our draw loop. So underneath move, I'm going to write cars for the name of our array, the two brackets filled with I, and then dot intersect. And then because I passed two arguments to it, I need to pass an x and a y. And so I'm going to pass mouse x and mouse y. And I'm going to rerun this. Whoop, cars I intersect. Oh, intersect like that. And now, so from here, we can see if they're printing inside, and that's great. So what I need to do next is figure out something to change. So I might change the fill color if I'm inside. And right now my fill color is hard-coded with 0. So I need to make a variable that can change that's specific to each one. So I'm going to go back up to my car constructor and go this.col equals 0. So that way it'll start off with a color of 0. And I'm going to replace this fill with this .col. And then inside the distance function, or the intersect function, then do this .col equals 255. So if I'm hovering over it, make it a fill of 255, else this .col equals 0. Close it out, Shift Tab to space it out, Command S, and then let's rerun it. So now when I'm over it, we'll see it change.